didn't fall? Inconceivable.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
While I was out for a short weekend trip, there were a few newsworthy items I wanted to cover today. Marvel Comics is teasing the death of everyone's favorite web-slinger in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 12. Rob Liefeld announced he has no affiliation with his Youngblood super team for the first time in 22 years. Image Comics released more variant covers for upcoming milestone issue Spawn 300. The first details for Marvel's upcoming Annihilation sequel are available via Amazon.com. Immortal Hulk is the latest Marvel title to reach a historic issue 25 milestone. Predatory pricing warning ahead. DC Comics' Brian Michael Bendis revealed new information regarding his upcoming Legion of Superheroes revival. Finally, Marvel announced their latest series cancellation of a fledgling property. I hope you're all ready for your Comic Book 411, because the Wes is here to deliver you all the latest comic industry news. ComicBook.com is reporting Spider-Man is going to have a brush with death in an upcoming issue of Marvel's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Marvel sent new solicitation information about issues 11 and 12 of the Tom Taylor written series to publishers, revealing that Spider will be found dead in Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 12. Spider-Man Day has been and gone, Taylor tweeted when the news broke on Friday. So now's a good time to mention Spidey dies in our Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 12. Sorry. It will come as no surprise to most comic book readers that this supposed death of Spider-Man is less fatal than it appears. After all, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 13 is already solicited, and The Amazing Spider-Man is still ongoing. Also, the solicitation text for the issue suggests that Spider-Man will have to solve his own murder. Perhaps that's not the real Spider-Man who's found dead then. Another possibility involves the story teased for issue number 11. Mary Jane Watson returns, and the solicitation text suggests she'll be saving Spider-Man and Aunt May. The cover by Andrew Robinson even has Mary Jane donning the Spider-Man costume. There's no suggestion that this story continues into the next issue, but perhaps there's a connection. Spider-Man is easily Marvel's most overexposed character and an industry cash cow. This hasn't led to much success with Tom Taylor's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man title. Issue 8 shipped just 28,000 copies in June. Putrid numbers for an ongoing Spidey series starring the iconic Peter Parker. It represents 1/3 of flagship Amazing Spider-Man, and 12,000 less issues shipped than Symbiote Spider-Man and the True Believers Amazing Spider-Man number 1 reprint, and a full 10,000 less than miniseries Spider-Man Life Story. The only Peter Parker-led books it's outpacing are Spider-Man City at War, which I honestly didn't know existed, and a tie-in miniseries for underperforming War of the Realms. Leading up to a big story like Finding Spidey Dead with an issue featuring love interest Mary Jane donning the Spidey gear and saving Peter is really poor planning. Most readers interested in the upcoming story are going to see the cover and about face. Nobody reads Spider-Man books to see him rescued by MJ. Announcing the death of Peter in issue 12 may generate a few new sales, but nothing can save this series long term. It's a terrible take on the character, led by Tom Taylor, who's proven multiple times he can't write good stories at Marvel Comics. Period. Also, Friendly Neighborhood isn't an important enough series to feature an event like Peter Parker dying again, so this is 100% fake news anyway. I don't blame Taylor and Marvel for trying to gin up hype for the struggling Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man title. I reviewed the first issue, and it's absolute trash. I tried to review issue 2, but it just wasn't worth my time. Amazing Spider-Man is in a great place, and this series really doesn't matter in the big picture. In more sad news, ComicBook.com is reporting Rob Liefeld has created a lot of characters and concepts during his decades in comics, but perhaps the one most fully Liefeld is Youngblood, the super team that he created when he went to Image Comics and has returned to consistently for more than 20 years. At the moment, though, Liefeld told fans on social media that he currently doesn't have any interaction with them for the first time in over 22 years. In a Facebook post titled "Where's Youngblood?", Liefeld revealed that after 2 failed attempts to bring the property to the screen, he finds himself unable to use the property, and with other media prospects dim, since producers are loath to take on the property without his participation. Liefeld explains that the dissolution of Awesome Comics in 2000 saw him split the company's assets 3 ways, with investment partners Scott Rosenberg and John Hyde. Each of the three would have rights over 8 of the company's 24 distinct properties to exploit in other media, with Liefeld maintaining publishing rights over the characters he created. That changed in 2018 when Rosenberg told Liefeld that he had partnered with a new party, a man named Andrew Rev, to finance Youngblood comics and toys. I was stunned, but not surprised. These are the most important assets that Scott possesses, and he needed to raise funds, Liefeld wrote. Rev informed me a number of times over the past year that he could make me a big success in comics, the next Todd McFarlane even, and told me I could audition for producing Youngblood comics. You can imagine how well that went over. While he shared few details, Liefeld wrote that he currently has questionable access to Youngblood characters I created and shepherded for nearly 3 decades, and added that, as a result, I shut down the storyline that would take Youngblood to issue 100 and beyond. First off, I don't know who the hell Andrew Rev is, but I don't like him. At all. Rob Liefeld will be the first to admit he's made some mistakes over the years, but for some cockroach to attempt to big-time Rob like that is beyond disrespectful. Telling Liefeld to audition for the opportunity to create with the characters he brought to life with his own blood, sweat, and tears is enough to make any comic fan's blood boil. Rob Liefeld doesn't need some scheming investor with no track record of success telling him he can make him a star in the industry. He is a star, and has been for decades now. My favorite part in all of this is Youngblood is absolutely worthless without Liefeld attached to it in some form. Fans of the title and characters are drawn to it because of Rob Liefeld. Andrew Rev just made his investment worth absolute zero. Rob, on the other hand, is riding a tremendous wave of personal success of late. His Major X miniseries at Marvel sold extremely well. He still has a fervent fan base ready to support him. He's also announced an upcoming Snake Eyes miniseries he's writing and drawing for IDW. It absolutely sucks he won't get to take Youngblood where he ultimately envisioned it, but he'll be plenty busy before the cockroaches come crawling back when they realize the Youngblood IP is worthless without Rob Liefeld attached. Alright, I need to get the bad taste of that story out of my mouth. Several variant covers for Todd McFarlane's not fake milestone Spawn 300 are being teased. Image unveiled Jerome Opeña's variant cover for the milestone issue. It features a wave of different Hellspawn, those throughout history who have sold their soul to hell in the name of vengeance, charging into battle. Among those seen on the variant are the fearsome Omega Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn from the Wild West. In the weeks leading up to the release of the landmark issue, Image has previously released several covers illustrated by Spawn creator Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo, and an additional variant cover by J. Scott Campbell was also unveiled by Image. Man, all these look absolutely metal. I don't normally buy more than one cover, even for milestone issues, because I'm a cheap SOB. It's going to be a tough call, but I'm torn between J. Scott Campbell's cover featuring Spawn standing before a stained glass window, and Greg Capullo's cover displaying Spawn with green, necrotic energy blasting out of his hand. Of course, we've yet to see the standard cover for Spawn 300. Another contender may yet enter the fray. For now, I'm leaning towards J. Scott Campbell's variant. It really makes me wish he would do more than just the pinup covers he's known for. Newsarama revealed Amazon lists a Marvel Comics collection titled Annihilation Agenda, which is apparently a collection of a series that was teased during Comic-Con International San Diego. The Negative Zone is under siege. Now the Lord of the Negative Zone, Annihilus, makes a call for help to the very heroes he once fought against. Reads Amazon's listing. It's an all-out battle as Nova, Silver Surfer, and some of your favorite cosmic heroes try to prevent the next annihilation. No creative team is listed on Amazon. According to Amazon, Annihilation Agenda includes 6 issues, Annihilation Alpha number 1, and then issues dubbed A1 through E1. Marvel's Annihilation teaser states the series will begin in November 2019. Annihilation Agenda is listed by Amazon for a March 17, 2020 release. It's nice to finally have some details leaking out regarding the recent San Diego Comic-Con Annihilation teaser. November's Marvel solicitation should be released shortly, so we can expect much more info in the weeks ahead. I fully believe Donny Cates is leading the Annihilation Agenda miniseries. He tweeted about the announcement, and the characters mentioned fit right in Donny Cosmic's wheelhouse. Marvel has rescheduled the double-sized Immortal Hulk 25 for a new October 16 release date. The publisher did not give a reason for the change. However, the issue is double-sized and comes just 1 month after a rare double shipping month, with 23 and 24 planned for September. This isn't much of a story, to be honest, but I just need to point out how badly Marvel Comics is pushing me away. 25 issues is not a milestone. It's a bump on the road towards actual achievements. I'm extremely frustrated they're treating this as another quote-unquote landmark event following the Amazing Spider-Man 25. This issue isn't priced as high as ASM's $8, but $6 is still a lot for a comic book. Yes, it's a 56-page issue, but my objection is based on principle. If Immortal Hulk 25 doesn't reveal a new, very important villain, feature the return of a classic character, or isn't the culmination of a very important, drawn-out story, it's not important. I loathe Marvel Comics' predatory pricing schemes. Immortal Hulk is one of my 5 favorite current series in the entire industry. Unless Marvel makes a compelling case that this issue is important for a reason besides the number 25, Immortal Hulk 24 will be my last on the series. According to comicbook.com, Brian Michael Bendis is rewriting the future of DC Comics in Legion of Superheroes Millennium, a 2-part monthly comic that will feature an immortal protagonist moving through various disparate DC futures, and during a recent appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, he finally gave a complete accounting of the team's lineup. His protagonist will come out the other end on the doorstep of the Legion of Superheroes, leading into a new, ongoing series from Bendis and artist Ryan Sook. Bendis will work with a number of artists who will examine how characters like Kamandi, Omok, and Booster Gold fit into the broader context of the Legion. During his appearance on Late Night, Bendis shared an image which he said would not constitute the full lineup of the Legion during his run, that features a large group of Legionnaires huddling around Jonathan Kent. The image features a handful of characters that are not immediately familiar to fans, along with a lot of returning characters. Here's a rundown of what comicbook.com could identify: Colossal Boy, Dream Girl, Block, Violet, Chameleon Boy, Triplicate Girl, Karate Kid, Dawnstar, Lightning Lad, Maneater Lad, Timberwolf, Wildfire, Ultra Boy, Phantom Girl, Starboy, Brainiac 5, Bouncing Boy, Element Lad, Cosmic Boy, Light Lass, Saturn Girl, Sun Boy, and Jonathan Kent Superboy. I honestly don't know what Brian Michael Bendis and DC Comics need to do to get me hyped for any of his books, but an appearance on the late night circuit ain't cutting it. His time on Superman and Action Comics are a complete train wreck, which I fully documented right here on Thinking Critical. His creator-owned Jinx World titles flopped harder than anyone could have predicted. The only big 2 books that moved less units in June than Pearl were titles like Marvel's Meet the Skrulls, Marvel Rising, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and DC's lame duck Vertigo title High Level. Female Furies and Unbeatable Squirrel Girl moved more units. Jinx World is absolutely pathetic. Wonder Comics has also been a huge dud outside of breakout hit Naomi. His first big event book, spinning out of the pages of Action Comics' Event Leviathan, shipped less than 75,000 copies for issue 1. Bendis should have topped 100,000 easily for the debut of a DC event book featuring Batman. How Brian Michael Bendis is managing to accumulate influence and power with virtually no record of success since arriving at DC is baffling. But he's doing it, folks. He's imported quite a few of his Portland Mafia into DC already, and more are coming. Trust me on that. DC has dark times ahead before the next dawn, and it's all self-inflicted. Brian Michael Bendis is the biggest DC blunder since the Batman wedding issue, and at this point, it may have topped it. Finally, writer Jim Zub and artist Steve Cummings' Champion series will end with its upcoming 10th issue. Zub revealed the news on his website, writing, "It's with a heavy heart that I let all of you know Champions will be wrapping up with issue number 10. I built this new take on the team as a way to try and bridge classic teen superheroic drama with an eclectic cast of characters. Old school Marvel brought to the present with a new generation of heroes. I took a risk with the book and it didn't click the way we hope, so my long-term plans for this series have been cut short, and that's the way it goes sometimes. It hurts, Dressing that up any other way would be disingenuous, he added. I wish it had worked out. I'm sorry I let you down. Marvel's endless cycle of cancellations and reboots continues in 2019. Mark Waid launched the second iteration of the Champions in late 2016. The team features an extremely diverse group of young superheroes led by Kamala Khan. The series never gained much traction, and Jim Zub took the reins to Champions almost 1 year ago on issue 19. It was canceled in early 2019 due to low sales, and subsequently relaunched the following month with the same character lineup. Inexplicably, Zub remained on the series. Marvel Comics canceled a book due to low sales and relaunched it with virtually no changes the following month. C.B. Cebulski and his legion of doofuses led by Tom Brevoort and Jordan White can't get bent fast enough. We're all shocked Champions is canceled yet again after less than 6 months this go around. That'll do it, folks. Tom Taylor and Marvel are teasing Spider-Man's death in the pages of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 12. That book isn't important enough to contain such an event, so I can guarantee you with 100% certainty Peter Parker will be alive and well at the conclusion of the issue. Andrew Rev is apparently a complete douchebag and deserves for his investment in Youngblood to be worthless after trying to big-time industry legend Rob Liefeld. Hopefully Rob told him exactly how he felt before moving on to bigger and better projects. Spawn 300's variant covers are a nerd's wet dream, and I can barely contain myself. Annihilation Agenda will be a 6-issue miniseries comprised of all number 1 issues. Marvel Comics also delayed their landmark, face-melting, milestone issue, Immortal Hulk number 25. I swear, Marvel could make me not want to buy pizza. Jim Zub zubbed the pooch with Champions and got his zub kicked to the curb for Dog Zub sales numbers. That's all the comic book news. I hope you join me for my next comic book video tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.